So, for those of you who know, I am a YouTuber. I'm also a critic. I'm also the editor in chief of this website here called themovieblock.com. So, when I'm not actively on YouTube, when I'm not actively doing my day job, when I'm not actively being a husband, a father, or working as a YouTuber, self producer, director, editor, an on-air personality and friend of yours, I'm actually curating some cool posts that are going up and keeping up with all the latest trends and news in all in the film world. So this one has caught my interest, obviously, which is the return of From. We have found out. Oh, let me get y'all over here too. Let me get this up in here. Uh, So I did want to take some time to talk a little bit about From for all the Fromily who have been out there and been rocking with us for such a long time. Um, we have confirmed that From season 4 is now filming. And I need to emphasize a little bit to y'all about why this is such a big deal, because I think some people might not understand what we just went through at the end of season 3. Now, some of you who have been rocking with the channel, been checking out the live streams, know that we heard from the creators that they typically film the show in the fall. Because of the writer's strike, they actually had to film season 3 in the winter. We're hearing that they're filming in June, which is a whopping 3 months sooner than they normally debut their seasons. So to me, it feels like that they're making a very intentional effort to bring back From sooner than later. So we've got this confirmation that From is now filming. Um, and they went kind of far, I would think, a little bit with the announcement. Like, they were sharing this information um, on their social media. So if you guys do follow them on social media, you check out their stuff, you saw this. Let me go ahead and play it for you.
Okay, you guys have asked for it, and here it is. I'm about to talk production season 4.
Woo! That warmed my heart. That warmed my frosty little black heart. That right there, like, I love how aware they are. They took your comments and made a video out of it just to share how much they pay attention. So yeah, they know. And they put this hype reel up to let us know it's in production now. This is really cool. We almost never get anything like this from productions. And I love how engaged they are with the fans. I love that they feel like, or they're letting us know how aware they are of their comments. I really enjoyed this right here. But that's not it. Not only on their back on set, and side note, if Jade is screaming, then you know it's going to be good. But they've got a lot of other things that have happened with the cast in the past few weeks. So I did touch on this a little while back. There was like this convention. I think it was like the woods or the cabin or something like that. It was like this horror convention. And actors David Alpay and Scott McCord, who we lovingly know as Jade and Victor, made an appearance. Now, I look for this stuff. I look for it. I had no idea they were going to be at San Diego Comic-Con last year. I'm almost booked tickets for this year, hoping that they would come back, but seem they're apparently filming. I'm hoping they come out to New York Comic-Con. Hint, hint. But they did this cool panel. And we saw some of it on the live stream before. I'm gonna bring there's actually a lot of it out there. And there's this cool channel on account on Twitter or X. It's called Fans of From. They are so cool. Go ahead, give these guys a follow if you haven't already. They follow the cast. They have all the cool details. Most of the time when I'm getting From news, I'm getting it from these guys. Check this channel, this account out, Fans of From. They not only apparently went to the event, they recorded the panel for us. So I did want to give you guys some of the information that they gave the audiences in a cool little Q&A, and then go into some other stuff that came out of it as well. So let's hop into it. You know what? Let's just be careful with the copyrights. I'm gonna fast forward past the song a little. Oh, no problems. Yo, the Fromily showed up too. The Fromily showed up. I love the crowd interaction in this. So they did break it up into segments, so I'm gonna go ahead and start playing the next part. I think I have these in chronological order. Don't hold me to that. But I tried my best, y'all.
We're trying to think outside the box. So as David and Scott, would you have put Sarah in the box?
Wow, that's how we're starting the morning.
Good morning. And the answer is yes.
What are your thoughts on homicide? Would I have put Sarah in the box? I mean, listen. I used to have a puppy dog, and the number one rule of having a puppy dog is consistency. And you can't be changing the rules all the time. It confuses the puppy dog, and then it pees on the rug because it doesn't know what it's supposed to do. It gets stressed out, it gets antsy, it eats its own paws, it starts eating other people's poop. The last thing you want is Sarah going around eating poop. And so for the sake of consistency, as much as it would sadden me, I would have to agree with Scott, and we would have to put Sarah in the box. That's the only way to do it.
I'm gonna actually take my answer back.
So am I. Because Sarah doesn't deserve to go in the box.
And I'll tell you this.
It wasn't her, it was the town.
It was the town.
She wasn't in her right mind.
It just, the timing, it wasn't the good timing, really, for any of it. And here, I'll say
It was a bad time for Sarah, for sure.
I got to work with Avery last year, and we did these scenes together, and I always loved saying.
I gotta pause this real quick. Would you have put Sarah in the box? I need y'all to let me know this in the comments real quick. Please, 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 just real quick. Either a yes or no in the comments. I'm gonna get back to it.
As I said it last night, she is the Sarah that you know. She's not like that. She's totally hilarious, total cut up. And I would eat poop with her. When it came down to it, I would eat poop with Avery because she's amazing. And so my heart, I couldn't put her in the box. Come on, man.
So you rush her into the forest and hide her somewhere and...
Yes. Wouldn't you?
Well, let's see a show of hands. Sarah's in the box.
Sarah's
Not
in the box.
Avery. Sarah in the box or not in the box? Sarah in the box. Hands up.
Okay, there you go. All right. We won't tell her.
She'll never know.
All right, moving on to the next one. Now, again, I think these are in order. Don't hold me to this. But so far, it's looking like Gothic Chick and Marquisha is saying Sarah's going in the box. So that's two of y'all on you. There's more of y'all on X. Y'all could comment on X. I know y'all probably listening on the spaces, but you can comment. I'm gonna see it here too. Let me know if you would have put Sarah in the box. I'm gonna put this next video up.
Audition process to get on the show.
Oh, okay. In case you guys didn't hear about it, this question is about the audition process to get on the show, and apparently something passed and it's trending. But yeah, what was the audition process for getting on the show? And this is what they're chiming in on right here.
Do you want to go first?
All right, I'll go first. The audition process was we were in the midst of the pandemic, and so I got the audition for this show called From. All I knew, and I'm sure David's story it's not too dissimilar, was that it was from the producers of Lost. Very little description about people being trapped in a small town, and I auditioned for Victor, who was described. There's a very little character description. So in the auditions that we get, right, we get a couple of scenes to put on tape for them. We read with somebody, and we get a little character description from casting sometimes, right, that says. And so all it said for Victor was that he'd been in town the longest, and that he lacked social graces.
Sounds like half of us by the end of the
Yeah. And so what was interesting was that I had just about a year beforehand. This is the story. I'm going to try and keep it brief because now I'm talking too much. I don't know if I told you guys this story. So I had auditioned for I'm in New York, and I had auditioned for an off-Broadway play for a character, nothing like Victor, whatever. But in the work that I had done for this audition, I had kind of found the voice of something that really resonated with me on an emotional level that I was starting to apply to for this audition. Needless to say, I didn't get this off-Broadway play, and it's a damn good thing I didn't, because a year later, or whatever it was, this audition for Victor lands. And just for fun, I was working with my coach. I said, I'm going to try this voice, this thing that let's start there and see where it takes us. And that was kind of how I found Victor's music, basically, the way that he speaks, because the way that John writes, it just naturally, that was the impression I got. I thought this might work, and my coach goes, yeah, I think. So again, I didn't really know he'd been there the longest, so I did this audition where I slicked my hair back, and I put on an old work coat, and I yellowed out my teeth, and I'd had minor surgery, I don't think it was on my nose. So I had this big band.
For the audition?
No. Yes. They're important.
Man, you're committed.
I know, very committed. Anyways, I had this big band-aid across my nose, and I had to explain to them that it wasn't a character choice, or whatever. Anyways, I did it, and the truth is that they came back and they liked the audition, and then they said, so they want to test you. Great. But they want to test you for another role. And so I was like, oh. And the role was, I think I can say this now, right? Because it was actually for the priest. It wasn't Father Cautry at that point. What happened was our good friend, he came in and killed it, and they designed that whole role for him.
Okay. All right. Going into the next video. That video ended there. 1 second. This should be the continuation. This better be the continuation. You guys are going to have my head if it ain't, right?
Tested with Jack for the priest, and I was an Irish guy.
Nailed it.
And I remember, and I said to my wife, I'm like, this is great. This is a bigger part. Actually, technically, he was a series regular, and Victor wasn't. But I said, did you know that story? Did I ever tell you that? And then so I was like, I want the Victor thing. Anyways, news came back, didn't get it.
Wait. Do the accent. Do the Irish accent.
I didn't actually do an Irish accent, but he had an Irish name, I think, and so I remember. Anyways. And my agent calls me and says, casting says that they're still looking for a Victor, but he goes, but I would let that one go because they're probably going to go older. So I was like, oh man, that was the part that I wanted. And then 2 weeks later, Jack came back and said, I want to test you for Victor. And then it all worked out.
I can't imagine anybody else playing Victor.
Well, thank you. Thanks so much, you guys. And just really thank you guys for watching the show, because that's why we're here. That's a big deal for us.
Yeah, it's really huge.
It started very small, as you know. And so that's my audition.
And also, like, we're in Halifax, Nova Scotia. It's a very small film industry there. Like, it exists, but it's very small. We never get to see our fans. We don't know who's watching the show. And so to come out here and find out, like, all you guys have been watching it and are really into it, it blows my mind. So thank you.
Man, so that's a cool little nugget of information, and you can see it based off of not just their sincerity and the way that they're interacting with the panel, but you're gonna see a little bit more as we continue going. So yeah. Who do we have here? Who's this? Adeline here. You got animated images? Oh man, look. If you guys didn't notice, we're also streaming live on Kick. It's a new platform that's available to be streaming on, so I decided to give it a shot. And look what they can do. That's kind of cool, Adeline here. Appreciate you coming through. Thank you. But yeah, let's move on to the next video. They get really into these stories, and again, it's just really insightful and eye-opening to hear about how isolated it kind of feels, I guess, for them, because where they're filming, and they're like, look, we don't ever really get to meet our fans. And I'm like, you guys aren't recognized on the street? I would know Sarah walking down the street. All right, that you the boy in white. I'm gonna know you if I see you. So that's why I was like, that's kind of cool. But let's move on to the next one.
Parker for bringing that to our lives.
Yeah.
My audition story? So I was, oh man, it was so crazy. So I was up in Vancouver at the time. During COVID, I got out of LA because there was nothing happening in LA, and I thought, I'll go to Vancouver. Like, there seems to be work up in Canada. The COVID numbers are less, and so things are, so I got like a little apartment, tiny little apartment, like about the size of the stage. And in the corner, there was like a little cutout right by the entry door. And so I put up like a black tarp, and that's where I would do my auditions. So this audition came in, and like the setup was like what you would expect, a chair with an Amazon box with a laptop on top of it. But before that, the character that I got, and because they wouldn't send a script, because they were being very secretive about it, but they sent me a character description, and it told me everything I needed to know about Jade. Jade is a 17-year-old Chinese girl.
So you had to have a lot of surgery.
So yeah, I had a little work done on my nose. So what am I gonna do with this 17-year-old Chinese girl? They said, well, yeah, they've been auditioning people, but they hadn't really found what they're looking for, so we thought maybe you want to give it a read. I'm like, are you serious? Yeah. And they said that they had written some scenes for the audition, and then, because they did eventually, and I can say this now, they did send me a script for the pilot. And Jade was legitimately in the back of the car, just this 17-year-old girl who's like riding with her buddies, and they're all high. But that was it. And there was no, like, she basically gets into the accident, she falls out of the car, and that's it. So I had nothing to go on. So I thought, ooh, I could do anything. And at the time, this is COVID.
Okay, let's see if I got this one.
Moment where I was like, I started watching a lot more than I ever had. So this is a long answer. I took the time to go, okay, what if everything I think I've been doing is wrong? What if all the work that I've been doing isn't, what if I've been stuck on a set of train tracks that I shouldn't have gotten onto? What if there was this other thing that I should have done? Let me just do some research here. Let me try to figure out what works and what doesn't work. I watched so much during COVID. I'm sure you guys did too. Just sat in front of like Netflix and just absorbed it all. And I felt like I was data mining for like another way. I watched Sons of Anarchy from top to bottom. I watched, and then I watched a lot of comedies. I watched Parks and Rec. And for me, I was like, man, how great to be able to go out there and just to be free in front of a camera with a script, like just to explode and be funny if you want to be, and just laugh your ass off at work all day and then go home on that high. Like what a privilege, what a blessing that these people have. And I thought to myself, somewhere in deep dark COVID, when I was filming, whether it was Debris or like another Hallmark movie or whatever, I was like, I just want to like do something that makes me happy. Whatever it is I do next, it's gonna be a comedy. I don't fucking care what it is. It's gonna be funny. 17-year-old Chinese girl. I got this. I got this. And so the audition, like literally these scenes were written for the audition, and it was, you know, finding Toby's dead body. It was, and so for me, it was just like, the guy doesn't believe what's going on. This is perfect. This is comedy, right? So I played with that, and I gave them some range, and you know, me in front of my, you know, bluish gray tarp with the boxes and the chair and the laptop, and I just had the one audition. They liked it, and then the next thing I knew, they flew me to Halifax, and then I got the script, and that was it. So,
and what a blessing it is to have David Alpay. Jade.
So again, for you guys, this footage is from this Twitter channel, fans of From, Twitter account. If you guys haven't, give these guys a follow, a like, all that good stuff. Yeah, thank these guys for being able to be our eyes on the ground and get this footage for us. So yeah, big thing there. So the next one we have is right here.
Walking Dead family reunion, and you guys being a part of that now family is amazing. Well, what do you think individually makes a Walking Dead fan also so drawn to From and so crazy about From?
I got thoughts on that. Well, I've been watching it because I have to admit that I hadn't seen it until about a month and a half ago, and I was like, well, I got invited here, like I want to make sure that I don't feel like the odd man out. So I started binge watching it, and I just finished episode 1 of season 6 yesterday on the flight over here. So I've been just watching it every day for like a month and a half. I feel like there are some philosophical similarities between the two shows. The concepts of found family are very important to both. Like you've got a bunch of people who shouldn't get along, who would never meet, you know, being forced to sort of not only get by, but to live, which is like crucial. That's what Colony House is. It's not just surviving, it's living, right? And Town is more about structure and rigidity. You know, you've got, well, I think that's like the biggest one is the found family aspect of it. And then, you know, we're zombie adjacent. We've got these things that, you know, can't seem to die, but they're more smiley. It's not until they get really close to you that they shed their skin, whereas like in The Walking Dead, you know, if you want to get through like a fence or something, you just shed your skin and you walk through the fence. There's that. But what makes the fandoms overlap is that even though both stories are cloaked in horror, at the heart of them, they're both about human drama and soul. That's the critical thing, right? It's like falling in love with people, like Rick. Rick is your standard archetypical hero, right? He's the sheriff. By the end of season 5, he's gone way off the rails, right? And I'm very interested to see the continuation of that arc, because right now he's in the depths. But he's managed to convince the people around him that he still knows what he's doing. I'm very interested to see. What's that?
You see that with Boyd.
And you see that with Boyd.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You do see it with Boyd. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was beautifully said, by the way, and I feel like I don't really have much more to add to that. I think a lot about that, about, you know, the survival, what it brings out in us, our own soul evolution as we go through things like the pandemic. Like that was a show coming out of that, you know, for us. We were still, you know, if you remember that.
Yeah, I was convinced for a very long time, actually, that our show was really a documentary on us.
I love this. I think the convention was called the Camp. I think that was the name of it, the Camp. There's a couple more of these. Let me see how many more of these. There's like one more of these, and then it goes somewhere else, someplace I didn't expect it to go. So I'm gonna play this next one, and then let's go into it.
That comes out at night, so don't go outside. Yeah, that's really funny too. Sheriffs, and then there's some other overlaps too. You know, the ballerina, all these things, the these images, these motifs that keep recurring and repeating.
Well, you guys talk about a little bit of a comedy. What do you get? Any like funny stories behind the scenes?
Nothing
jokes?
funny ever happens.
No, I want to hear something that you would not normally say out here.
Put your cameras away. As a COVID allegory, you know, like it made sense to me. We're all stuck in this town. We can't leave. There's this.
Okay. So what happens after is kind of cool, but kind of unexpected. It was like this moment that I don't think a lot of people knew they needed in that moment, but then it just happened and they went with it. Let me know what you guys think. This was kind of interesting. So after they did that, I don't know how it happened, but somehow David Alpay, I don't even know if this was the same day. It looks like they changed clothes, but David Alpay might have given, I think he gave away his shirt. I think that's what it was. I think he gave away his shirt because he was wearing the shirt with the cats on it from season 2, and then he had another shirt. But he got his hands on a violin. And then this happened. I don't know if I even thought about hearing the rest of that song. So, yo, big thank you to Gen X Ready Red here and fans of From over on Twitter or X. Yeah, you guys really came through in the clutch. And then they decided to go even further, as if they hadn't done enough. This happened. and we got the duet we didn't know we needed.
Oh, no, gotta start over. We're gonna do that one, yeah?
Yeah.
We're gonna do that.
Yeah. That one.
Yes, this one.
Over here.
I know.
The one we've been practicing for 2 weeks.
It's the vodka. It's the vodka. One, two, three, four. When I was just a little boy, I asked my mother what would I be? Oh, will I be happy? Will I be rich? This is what she said to me. She said, "Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see." Oh, no, no. Well, when I grew up and fell in love, I asked my baby what lies ahead. Oh, will there be sunshine day after day? And this is what my baby said. Sing it! She said, "Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see." No, no, no. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. David Alpay. Another chorus. Now, I have children of my own. They ask their mother what we want to be. They say, will I be handsome? Will I be rich? Will
When do I get to go to the camp in Peachtree City?
I tell them tenderly, que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Hey, 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 hey. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. No. Que sera, sera. Oh. Whatever will be, will be. Whatever will be. Oh, whatever will be.
I was starting to get into it. I'm bumping my head and stuff. I was starting to go with it. It's over. Um, Michael Lamont, what you say? We need a Buffy-esque musical episode of From. I wouldn't be mad at that. Or if they could give us like a behind the scenes documentary where all the talent shows off their musical talents. Because I know there's some singers up in there too. I think it's Avery, Sarah. I think she's a singer. Yeah, let's do. Matter of fact, From is a band. Yo, can you imagine a band named From? Hold that thought. Because what's wild is that they didn't stop there. It looks like these guys were having so much fun with their fans that they went next level. Yes, they obviously have a whole bunch of cool t-shirts that David Alpay was just giving away to folks. But they did the unthinkable when they went even further. And it looks like that they were hanging out with fans. And I don't know about y'all, but this looked like the hotel. This looked like, yo, they're just staying at the hotel where the convention's at. And you guys want to, I know the show's over, but you guys still want to chill? And they started hanging out with fans. They had a fire pit. They were playing more music. They brought their guitar and violin. And they had a good old time directly with the fans. Some of you, it looked like I feel like I recognize her. I feel like I recognize her. But yeah, this looks so cool to just have this really cool up close, intimate time with the cast after an event like this to just extend it even further. And because fans of From is just the shit today. They didn't have to do that. They didn't have to do that. So, big round of applause to David Alpay. Big round of applause for Scott McCord for being two stand up individuals, for not only showing up to this event, the cabin, this horror convention, um, doing this amazing panel. Big shout out to fans of From on Twitter for sharing all this amazing footage of the event for those of us who couldn't attend. Um, and for going, yeah, just making this moment, keeping this show going while we're all sitting here waiting, because this magical moment has happened to re-pique our interest right here.
Okay, you guys have asked for it, and here it is. I'm about to talk production of season 4.
We cooking. We back. We almost back. They're filming right now. But since that's happened, I noticed that like they started sharing a little bit more footage. A lot of this footage don't look new, but they're sharing in celebration. Matter of fact, I gotta take this music out. I don't even know if it's copyright. Let me get that out of there. But we get this cool, behind the scenes montage of the cast on the set. Again, I don't know if this is new because my man, he ain't supposed to have two eyes. He ain't supposed to have two eyes. We know that, right? So I don't think any of this is new. However, they have been releasing this behind the scenes footage for us to get an idea of what's been going on or what that's like. And then again, David, because he's just a giving guy. He's just an awesome human being. He gave us this.
All right, so surprise, I'm back for season 4 from. Yeah, things are getting weirder, darker, and somehow even more messed up than before. You'd think we'd caught a break by now. Nope. Not even close. If you want to see me doing my thing in full chaos mode come through. Want to see it live? Hit me up. Trust me, you're going to want front row seats for this ride.
That might have been AI. It said, "Do you want to see it live?" That might have been AI. He said, "Do you want to see it live instead of live?" Man, if that was AI, they're getting really good. They're getting really good. That one might have fooled me. That one might have fooled me. That one might have fooled me. But he slipped up with
Want
the
to see
live.
me doing my thing in full chaos mode come through. Want to see it live? Hit me up. Trust me, you're going to want front
Yeah, he don't talk like that. That's AI. My bad, y'all. My bad. I should have caught this way sooner. But social today. But this is definitely like AI. He don't say come catch it live, hit me up. He don't talk like that. That's not how he talk. But yeah, it's been a whole little vibe from the Fromily over the past couple weeks, and I just wanted to catch up and put everything together for us so we could all enjoy it together. I see y'all out here, y'all starting to wait, y'all coming out, come on through, come on through, come on through. Appreciate you people, but thank you for checking that out, Fromily. As I get more information, I'll be happy to share it with you all. Obviously, you guys know I do have some insight, but I gotta be real with y'all. A lot of my focus has been with foundation. I've been focused on foundation these past few weeks, and I'm very much entrenched in all things psychohistory. So I'm not gonna go straight into foundation just yet. I'm gonna give it some time because we still a couple minutes early from the originally scheduled start time. So what I'll do is I'll go through a couple of news bits that came up over the past couple of weeks while we wait for people to chime in, to join in, and we can go from there into our foundation chat. What's been happening? So I'm gonna share this tab. Like again, if you guys don't know, I run this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful website called themovieblog.com. You guys may not know this, or you guys just may not have been born yet. But this website is actually the oldest website, the very first blog on the internet, the very first film blog in the United States dedicated to film. This website has been around in existence since 2002, 2003. We're going on 23, almost 20. We're leading up to 25 years. I'm the editor in chief. I'm the senior editor. I'm the longest running editor of this website. So if you guys ever are curious as to what it is that I'm doing and why I'm not live streaming, I'm doing one of my other 5 jobs. One of them. So there was a couple things that came out. So there was this piece of news here on the movie blog. I've had Regina King. Now this one is a little bit old. This one slipped by me somehow. But Regina King is going